On Saturday, the 20th of March 2021, Daden Suleiman Bogoro officially bid farewell to bachelorhood when he happily took his best friend Abigail Jantau Nalgri to the altar at the Church of Christ in Nations, Garki, Durumi District, Abuja. The bride was born to the family of Dr. and Mrs. David Pader Nalgri from Garkida in Adamawa State, Nigeria. Her beau is from Bogoro of Bauchi State. He was born to the family of Professor Suleiman Elias Bogoro, the Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, and Honorable Justice Yelim Bogoro. It was indeed an ambience of love as family, friends, and well-wishers graced the colorful ceremony. The bride, who looked immaculate in her spectacular wedding gown, was led to the altar by her father. Shortly after, the Kokin president, Reverend Dr. Dachalom Datiri, who presided over the ceremony, administered the vows to the young couple.
Mr. Datin, you agree to take Ms. Abigail to be your wife, to live together in holy matrimony according to God's law?
Yes, I agree.
Ms. Abigail, do you agree to take Mr. Datin to be your husband, to live together in holy matrimony according to God's holy law? Need to hear you louder.
Yes, I do.
The romantic exchange of vows and rings was followed by song ministrations by the church choir, the church band, and the Women Fellowship. In his sermon at the event, which was titled, "The Home is a Mission Field and a School," Kokin Vice President, Reverend Dr. Obed Dashan, urged the couple to embrace a union where God is the centerpiece of their bond and where peace and mutual respect will always reign.
Marriage is a picture of God's eternal love for his people and of the union between Christ and his church. The Apostle Paul teaches that the husband must love his wife as Christ loved the church, and that the wife must submit to her husband as the church submits to Christ. Marriage is a lifelong union in which both the husband and wife have to give themselves to each other.
The signing of the marriage register followed immediately after, as the couple, their parents, and the ministers made their way to the stand. Dignitaries who attended the service to witness the wedding rites included the Plateau State Governor, Honorable Simon Lalong, the Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talin, and the Chairman, Board of Trustees of TED Fund, Kashim Ibrahim Imam. Other clergymen at the church service included the EQUA President, Reverend Dr. Stephen Panya Baba, Kokin General Secretary, Reverend Dr. Amos Mozo, Kokin Deputy Secretary, Reverend Duda Jimra, and many more. After the church service, there was a procession by invited guests to the tastefully decorated International Conference Center, Abuja, for the reception party, where everyone strictly complied with the COVID-19 safety guidelines. Activities were officially kick-started with the arrival of the parents and family of the bride, followed by the parents and family of the groom. The wedding party then made its entry into the arena in grand style. But this was just a forerunner, which was eclipsed by the grand entry of the bride and groom. Serenaded by music, it was indeed a spectacular sight to behold. To set the tone for the afternoon, chairman of the event, former head of state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Yakubu Gowon, virtually presented his opening remarks, admonishing the couple to be inspired by the legacy of their parents and imitate them in order to build a good home.
Solve your own problem. Do not allow any outsider to come and interfere with your marriage. And if you do that, you will be a success. But look at your parents. They are the best example of how things should be. If that is the case, follow their example, and then your marriage will be a success.
After which, Nigeria's former First Lady, Mrs. Victoria Gowon, who was mother of the day, also advised the newly married couple to put God first in their relationship and make Christ their family centerpiece. She also advised Dadin and Abigail to spend time understanding the differences in the way the minds of men and women operate by studying the book which analyzes these differences and how they can work together.
You are going into an unknown territory, that is marriage. It is how you navigate that territory that you come out successful. There are trials, there are temptations, but if you put God first and you put everything in prayer, you'll come out successful.
Excitement was cranked up at the venue with cultural dance displays by the cultural dance group from Bogoro, the groom's hometown, and from Garkida, the bride's hometown. Swiftly afterwards was the cake-cutting exercise, supervised by the master of ceremony. A major highlight of this memorable event was the segment of special dances. To start off this unforgettable moment, Dadin was asked to seek his father's permission for a special dance with his mother, Justice Bogoro. The guests watched in awe, and there were a few emotional tears of joy as the father of the bride, Dr. Padir Malgri, danced with his little girl, who is now a wife, to the lyrics of the song, I Loved Her First, by Heartland. The floor was then cleared for the big event, the magical moment when Dadin and Abigail danced together as husband and wife for the very first time. Two young hearts that are so deeply in love. They were destined to find each other and start a new home with new hopes and dreams. The wedding reception was attended by dignitaries, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, Governor of Bauchi State, Alhaji Bala Mohammed, former governors of Bauchi State, Isa Yuguda and Amadou Muazu, and former presidential candidate and Minister for Information, Jerry Gana, who all had words of advice for the couple.
There will be low moments, there will be high moments. There will be periods where you wonder what is going on. Now that is the essence, of that is what marriage is about. But it is that ability and that capacity to manage those ups and downs.
As the representative of the chairman has said, it is almost a solemn occasion. The pedigree and the antecedents of the parents, of the bride and the groom, is what is reflected here.
I want to commend your efforts and thank you for the resilience you have exhibited in the relationship. I have no words to add to what has been said to you, but I'm confident that as a scientist, infinity is an infinite language. I want your love that has started before on a very clean slate to continue forever.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, was represented by his daughter and her husband, while the Secretary of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, also represented. Other guests and dignitaries at the events include clergymen and royal fathers. The guests were thrilled by the performances pop singer Timi Dakolo and gospel music sensation Solomon Lange. There was not a dull moment in the hall while the couple briefly retired in preparation for their second outing. The master of ceremony led the wedding party of bridesmaid and groomsmen to a series of games which thoroughly entertained and amused the guests. Darden and Abigail then made a second colorful entry, draped with different outfits in grand style. The closing remarks were offered by Dr. David Padir Maugui, the father of the bride.
I want to appreciate all of you that are here, particularly the bride and train, the groom's friends, the MCs, and all those that have participated in this wedding. It has been wonderful.
It was merriment all the way as good music filled the atmosphere, while the couple, along with their friends, danced all through to the very end. From 84 TV Radio, we wish the couple, Mr. and Mrs. Darden Bogoro, a blissful union.